Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Sendoh. Over the past few days, Counter-Strike 2 has broken its player record once again, and it looks like more and more people are joining the party every single week. Right now, CS2 is the most played game on the entire Steam platform, and its current peak stands at over 1,862,531 daily players. But there's a problem. Are those numbers even real? Some people claim they're not, that those 1.8 million players are mostly bot accounts. Others say it's 50% bots and 50% cheaters. But how true is that really? Well, today we're going to talk about this and bust a few of the theories floating around the community. So let's get into it. When it comes to PC gaming right now, Counter-Strike it's the father of the entire genre. Love it or hate it, the truth is, on Steam, it's almost always the most played game every day. CS2 draws in massive crowds from all around the world. And we can see that not just in the number of matches played daily, but also in online tournaments and the majors. It's one of the biggest and most entertaining esports in the world. In fact, CS2 is currently putting up much better numbers than CSGO, despite being a worse version overall, mainly due to a lack of content, optimization issues, and an anti-cheat system that barely bans anyone. And if it does, it's months too late. Still, even with a long list of problems that the CS2 dev team needs to solve, the game just keeps breaking records every week, whether it's player count or digital items sold. The CS2 market is now more valuable than some actual stock markets. But even though this is one of the best times in CS2 history, numbers-wise a lot of people are saying it's all fake, that there's no way this many people are playing, that it's all farming bots, that if matchmaking is slow, it must mean those players don't actually exist. But again, how true is that? Let me be totally honest. CS2 does have a serious bot problem, especially in certain regions like Asia, where it's way more profitable to have multiple PCs farming weekly drops across tons of accounts. But even so, the numbers aren't nearly as insane as some people say. The idea that 50% of the 1.8 million daily players are bots, it's not true. It's completely false. Right now, there's a lot of frustration in the CS2 community about the game's development, the lack of content, and like I said, the weak anti-cheat system. And that frustration has led to all kinds of wild theories aimed at Valve. People saying that Valve develops the cheats and sells them, that the bots are created by Valve to make it look like more people are playing, or that they manipulate the market to inflate the value of skins. And honestly, I think a lot of you are letting your hate for the company blind you. Yeah, Valve is making mistakes, but some of these theories are just ridiculous, and of course the moment I say this, someone's going to accuse me of defending Valve or working for them, but the truth is, we have to be critical and reasonable. The bot problem in CS2 exists because of the weekly reward system, and it's directly tied to the skin market. If CS2 skins couldn't be sold or traded, this wouldn't be happening. Sure, there'd still be some bots farming XP to sell accounts later, but as long as you can earn weekly money just by playing the game, this kind of farming isn't going anywhere. And yeah, Valve benefits from this. All these accounts buy Prime, and they also buy 5 armory passes each. In fact, these bot accounts are a huge part of the supply of cases you see on Steam and other markets. Some of you might not remember, but back when CSGO had a totally random drop system, there was a time when cases were almost extinct. People were opening way more than were being dropped. That's why Valve implemented this new system in CS2 to ensure a steady flow of cases into the market. So now Valve is in a tricky spot. On one hand, these accounts help keep the market going and bring in money through Prime and passes. But on the other, they're also tanking the skin economy. We saw this clearly with the Armory Pass, everything crashed. That's why about a year ago, Valve launched a huge ban wave, over 300,000 bot accounts banned in a single day. But now, things are somehow even worse. Cheat developers have made life really hard for the CS2 team. After that last big ban wave, they came up with new, stealthier methods. Back in CSGO, bots would matchmake using accounts above level 8, playing 12 versus 12 games to level up fast and farm drops. That got detected and everyone got banned. Early in CS2, Valve launched a massive crackdown, banning over 500,000 accounts in just a few days. Now in 2025, the botters have learned. They farm in smaller batches, keeping their accounts between levels 1 and 3, flying under the radar. Once they get the weekly drop, they sell the account and move on to new ones, repeating the process. It's slower but way more discreet. That's why the small ban waves we've seen recently only happened thanks to leaked info from the people running these accounts. So how many of these bot accounts are online daily? Nowhere near 50%, that's for sure. Honestly, even if it were just 10%, that would still be over 100,000 active bots, which is already a huge number. It's impossible to know exactly how many of the daily CS2 players are bots, but something like 5 to 10% feels like a realistic estimate. And remember, these bots rotate. Once one account gets the weekly drop, they switch to the next one. So if Valve dropped another ban wave like last year, over 500,000 accounts could easily be wiped out again. Right now, this issue is one of the hottest topics in the CS2 community, and the more people talk about it, the more likely it is that Valve will react with another mass ban, just like they've done countless times before. Does Valve benefit from this situation? Yes. But in the long run, it's going to lead to every one of these accounts getting banned. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with everything going on in CS2. I'm Sendoh, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.